Peace, family, peace, family. I really don't have my headphones, so hopefully the sound is alright. But today we outside, literally. I'm out in the Houston area, but we're in a place that most people don't like to go, of course. It's just more like we're in the natural parks in Houston. So like you just come here and like real nature. Well, I don't know, when you out here, it's just like this same stuff could probably be growing in your backyard, but like we keep stuff at a maintenance level. I don't know, when y'all here, it look crazy walking to it. But yeah. Just the Ravine Trail, so yeah, no smoking or anything, but I can see why. I mean, if you do come, it's like some nice scenery and stuff, like, I was walking down here earlier, but I guess I had to come with the camera, cause you don't wanna. I've been down here before, so and shit, I did my thing, of course. It's just like when you out in nature, you just can really, cause it's not something that we used to doing every day, like coming out into true nature and like. But when we was back in certain time periods, like we were nature. We was sleeping amongst the trees, sleeping amongst the beast of nature, of course. I really enjoy it. I kind of ain't gonna lie, I grew up kind of in a little country area, so it's not something to me that's like, oh, they go, maybe hella stuff just out here. You really never know what you gonna see out here. That's why I kind of be sometimes coming out, kind of like one of them type of but most people, they won't even come out here. Like most people won't come out amongst the trees, amongst nature, and really just get a feel for how things were before the buildings were there and before all the cement and everything like that was around us. You got that. Nice views though, if you do come out here, of course. Very nice views. But then when you come out, I bring my sketchbook, my stuff, just so I can write down how I feel, maybe do some sketches on just to draw, just to get some practice in for like everything here. I just use it to practice for whenever I do astro travel and stuff, because the more detailed you can be in your visions, the better it's gonna come into fruition. The more you're able to actually capture that moment, then you've already seen it, so all you gotta do is envision it every time. And it's better to envision something that you've actually seen before. So those moments when you get certain visions that you really want to capture, that's when you capitalize on that vision. You always want to do that, because like definitely it's just like seeing something in real life. It's just like sometimes seeing is believing, and your visions give you the sight of seeing something that you have obtained, but it might be in the future, so you're getting a preview of it. And that's why whenever you lock in these certain knowings, you're then in touch with that reality even more. That is a reality, that is a possibility, that is an outcome. You just previewing it, capturing it with your mind, And Yeah, basically family. That's what you wanna always do. That's why every night I do capture my visions. But I mean, when it's that one, you're gonna really wanna be able to capture your best, because it might be something that you bringing into this density that has never been created before, it has been seen. But sometimes you can see a vision and you might not be able to attain it, but you can still spark somebody who can envision these things. This is a huge tree, bro. Look at them up. I'm gonna go stop. Hey, dang. I know when you like extra high and shit, stuff be looking like faces. But I don't know. I know that's not just me, but you really want to get out here and touch the tree and really be able to grasp the energy that you really want to capture from being out here. Like, things of this magnitude and this magnificent, you don't get to like see every day. Because even up the biggest trees that was in the world, that was I want to say in California, they had got burned down, and that was some of the biggest trees. So the trees need love too. Really, nature need a lot of attention. Like, it don't need no attention to grow, but just like anything else, you know, you want to give some attention so that it can also grow. Because like I said, the whole city was once a jungle. Then, you know, explorers and stuff, they come in and, you know, do their diligence. And so now everything concrete. That's why even just being out here in this environment, you get a feel for what. Definitely wear some kind of shoes to protect your feet. Like, this is the glass out here, you know, so I don't come like unprepared. Never know, honestly. But I'm gonna lie, somebody got me a little sweaty, family. But I was just stopping much so, you know, some people could walk past, but, you know, I'm gonna keep on rolling. I mean, they ended up just stopping, and, you know, ended up just, you know, posting up also. So, you know, I'm gonna do my thing, continue. But when you first step out in real, like, being in your nature, it might seem a little frightening at first. Like, we already know how stepping into your true nature can make you feel. And, you know, being out in nature just let you know that, like, all the stuff that we really worry about, bills and all that stuff, it really don't matter, because this stuff what came first, like true nature, just being out and really just enjoying being around, you know, real nature, and just being around. Being out here really open you up to your nature, you know, because it take you from out of the reality of always seeing houses, seeing concrete, you know, come out and see like the real wilderness. And we was waking up when we was enjoying the certain shows, like I think it was Man vs. Nature, but like, you know, that one dude that just drop him in any environment and he'll just thrive. Like, none of the buildings, none of the bills, none of the everything that we have to worry about. I mean, you still hear the cars, but you really in like a different space, you know. And being able to go to these type of places in your mind, and sometimes have that getaway. Like, you could be having a rough day at work, everything stacking up on you, and you just kind of go back to nature, go back to, you know, how you really feel, you know, which is peaceful. Like, this piece add a little, you know, a big, you know, ocean with you know, water sounds, and shoots, this would be paradise, you know. But even without those things, it's still paradise. You can make the best out of, you know, wherever reality you end up in. But yeah, I be enjoying like being out in nature and stuff, like, and it just like really, like I said, just capitalizing on those visions that you want. Or even being out here can make you realize how much you can be appreciative for what you have, you know. Because it could be the other way around. You could be there, but you're able to, you know, control the environment more. When you out here, like, unless you got a little tent or something, there ain't really no controlling the environment. Like, you go along with the environment. You are in a, you know, a certain relationship with the environment where y'all understand each other. But nature is always being itself. It's always being its true self. It's never gonna come to you another type of way. It's gonna really show you its true self, and then you can do with it what you can accept for what it is. Or you can try to fight nature and shoot, it's gonna be the other way around. But when you can coexist with nature in the same environment, then that's when you know you're at real true nature with the environment. And also with being in your nature, it's just you get a realer feel, because the things that we never had to really go and dig inside the earth to get certain jewels and things like that. We never manipulated with the land. That was one thing that they knew not to do, like back in certain times, was not to manipulate the land. And certain pharaohs and stuff, when they tried to do certain things, they would get angry at the earth for doing this thing, but it naturally doesn't want to be scorned. It has feelings too, just like we do. It's just like us. It can feel. It got good days and bad days. But like how we go inside the earth to get certain jewels and things like that, the earth naturally brought those type of things to us because there were animals that naturally dug up gold and naturally did these things just naturally off of instinct. They just like how a squirrel, just like acorns, like they just like to collect these things. And just like if you found a nest of a acorn for the winter, they have all this gold and stuff, because that's what they would go out and actually collect as a species. Just like you see these animals, I know y'all probably seen it on YouTube World Star and stuff like that. It'd be these certain type of animals that go out and get money and bring it back to the owner. And that monkey on Hangover, it would go get the money and bring it back to the owner, like, and that same type of concept, but in a more natural state. Like they like that. Some animals like to go get jewels, and some animals like to collect gold, and then some people would just recognize these habits and go, because they would get it up, because gold keeps certain warmth and stuff. Like it naturally will absorb your body heat and things like that. Hello. But yeah, family, somebody else, walk past. I mean, I appreciate y'all definitely for listening to the message for sure, but the message don't be for everybody at the end of the day. And it's a responsibility having a message, because then you have to have the responsibility of having to convey that message and try to get it as best understood as possible. Let's think about getting a message. Just like if you got a message from somebody else, it just be like, now you have to convey that message. It's like when we used to be in a circle. By the time one person tell that story, it'd be a whole different thing said by the time it gets to somebody else's ears, and that's crazy. We didn't ever realize it being young. We just like, oh, so I guess the word just switched up, but why along there somebody lied? Like, like who the heck is lying to you? The story come back, it don't sound nothing like how the story was supposed to be. And we all done been through this before. Like, you say one thing, and then when you hear the message again, you like, dang, I ain't see you say that, But like, at the end of the day, everything is for the greater good. Everything for the greater good. So just accepting those relationships and endeavors that didn't go right, everything is right. So just, I look back at my past and stuff, and then I'm like, I remember those times when I felt like things was not going right, and like, you like look at you now, like at the end of the day, like you at a way better place than you were 5 years ago. So it's just like being appreciative, actually just being able to really experience these great, magnificent experiences. Like, if you would have told me certain years ago, like, I'd be where I am today, I probably like with all my, like, not, trying to boast or anything, but, just off the, pure humbleness, like certain achievements, self-achievements I've done, like, if somebody told me, certain times ago, I probably would have been like, dang, that's crazy. I wouldn't have believed them. Like 10 years ago, if you told me certain things that I'm doing right now, I wouldn't believe you. So I just, like, always continue to try to outdo yourself and outdo you. Not trying to outdo yourself, but it's a natural thing to want to progress and grow. Like, that's a natural thing. So you're not doing nothing that's not natural. And, like, progression is a good thing, and don't let people around you who not progressing make you feel like progression is a bad thing, because some people can look back and they won't be surprised, because they like, oh, that's the same thing I'm doing right now. But, like, when somebody tell you you're doing great things in the future, and, like, you can envision that for yourself, like, always having that vision that knowing that you're gonna always do better year after year after year, month after month, day after day. It's just always keeping that faith. Like, I could have been doing something else around this hour. I could have been at a lounge doing who knows what, but instead I'm changing my future just by doing certain things that I'm doing right now. And it's pushing a different future into my reality, versus if I was in a different type of environment, then it'll be pushing a certain reality towards me even more in the same sense. But yeah, we gotta get back to nature for sure. Like, the more we do that, the quicker we gonna even come up as a race, because as a minority, we buy the most of these designer things and all this type of stuff, when we could be putting that money towards really changing our future selves, like changing their present. So it's just like, but it starts with us, and it starts with us changing our future and changing the reality of what's going to be. Because if we can see the reality where it's going to go, if we keep giving our funds and our attention to, whoever controlling stuff right now. But can you see the reality that it's going to be if, we invest that into ourselves more, like into our, into really educating ourselves? And because even if we want, our wives to know, homeschool our kids and stuff, like, how they gonna do that if they don't know, if they learning at the same time you teaching the kids? Like, by the time, these days at least, by the time you get in a relationship with a girl, y'all have two different ways of teaching and stuff, and it's just like, what's the right way to teach the kids, And I think that, I'm gonna leave that question to y'all. Y'all can drop y'all, how y'all feel in the comments. Not trying to get into too much of a debate about that, but who true way? I mean, but at the end of the day, we all supposed to be in one culture. We supposed to be all under one construct. But that's why you gotta get somebody who is like-minded, or because you want, as a person, you really want the correct guidance given to your kids and stuff. Because it's just like certain perspectives and certain information that we receive kind of shape the way that we think about certain stuff, unless you're able to, how, like, I had to then, like, erase most of what they've told me and kind of just reprogram myself and relearn everything that I've been taught, But you got to come to that place where you really want to reset. Because just like with a video game, like, you done worked up all that learning and certain stuff, and it's just like having to reset the whole game and start the whole game over. But yeah, sometimes you gotta change the restart the game, because, like, if y'all, I don't know if y'all played recently, like, most of the games, but they have like it's a story mode, and based on what you do and things like that and what side you on, that's what kind of outcome you're gonna get at the end of the game. Like, and based on your progression and certain choices that you make, that's what's gonna jurisdict how your ending looked. And me personally, whenever I really like the map of how one person's story map ended, I would always go to that one. And I'm just kind of feeling like this certain thing is an experience of reality that you just enjoyed. Because like, just like they said, we just kind of living in, because time ain't real, so this already has happened. The outcome is already known. Every outcome is already known. So you get to a point where you just go to the one that you really enjoyed, and on the way you will get messages of which timeline is definitely more coming into your within your electrons the most and your surroundings the most. Because what you think about most during the day is what you're going to most likely envision. Like, that's what, like, if you've been low-key thinking about something, you might not even know you're thinking about it, but it still has a compartment in your mind, and one of the doors is still open inside of your mind to where it's stuck open and you can't even close it sometimes. And this really came to me the other night in the vision. I was on the second floor of some apartment or something like that, and what the heck? Definitely have to put this in there, but finishing up that story, it was a door, a compartment still open, I feel like, inside of the mind, because the mind plays out certain realities and stuff through certain visions. And when I was having that vision, I was going to the second floor of this apartment, and there was a door that wouldn't close. So with it being staying open, it was just showing you that, like, it's still work to be done. There's still certain doors that are open inside of my consciousness or somebody's consciousness around me, because some visions that you have are for the people that are around you sometimes. That's why it's best, like, sometimes to share some of your visions. But it's compartments that's still open, and it's just like, those are the things that's, you know, letting out certain consciousness that you want. Certain doors are not meant to stay open forever. Like, no door stays open forever. Like, doors can be closed, and like, certain realities have to be let go, you know. And yeah, certain realities just gotta be let go sometimes, because even with that one being open, other doors can't open, because you can only go through one door at a time. And if that door and that force is really pulling you in stronger than it's supposed to be, then, you know, that's obviously, if that's not the certain reality that's helping you get to where you need to be going, you obviously need to close that door, you know. But yeah, back to the video. Yeah, it's just different stuff out here. I was just looking at this, cause it's crazy, because I was just looking at this right here. That's why I had said, what the heck, because it looked like some little footprints through this mud right here. And I was like, what them little footprints? You can see them on the ground now more. But then it tell you right here what animal it most likely was, which it kind of looked like to me, like a swamp rabbit. That's what it looked like, honestly. Yeah, if I had to just guess. But as long as it ain't no alligators or nothing like that, we straight, man. Well, it's because I ain't never been on this side before, so it look crazy. On my pad like a leaf frog. Look cool. Definitely not something we see every day, you know. But yeah. Cool environment, just to like come out and, like I said, just sometimes get away from everything. Not like you're trying to run away from anything, but just changing your, like I said, your perspective, your reality on stuff. Because like I said, those things that you think about the most is what you gonna be having visions about. Because based on your decisions every day, it can lead you to that reality of knowing. And that's what you want to be, in that reality of knowing. So once you think about something out there and you had a vision about it, it's kind of like you locked into that future. So you're going to be getting more outcomes and more understandings of that future. It's just like, it's like giving you a little head start to something. Because you got to think of the universe is like, just think of certain, because we know creativity is a female thing. So you get to like being inside of, you know, in touch with your consciousness and certain things like that. That's like that's a female trait. That's like being in touch with your the female energy, the feminine energy. So, because the female energy is the art of creation. But whenever you're here in this reality, this is a physical reality where you have to manipulate with your physical body to do these things. So physicality is more of a masculine thing because it's more of the action. I don't know what the heck built that hole, but physicality is more of a physical, being in certain realities is more of a physical, it's definitely a physical action, which is a masculine action. So being in touch with the feminine energy and the masculine energy is when you can really do more of the changing the environments and changing. I'm finna say, what the hell they got these fences around these plants for? So it feels something going on. I'm finna turn around. Oh, it's just protecting the. Oh, they got some chairs out here, huh? Maybe having some presentations or something. But when you're actually able to envision something and manipulate it in the reality, then you know that you're in touch with your masculine and your feminine. That's why women, they're able to really manipulate the environment more when they have to do it, because if, like I said, we have to get more in touch with our feminine. If you're born as a male, then you're gonna have to try to get more in touch with your creativity, your creative side, way more than a female would, because the females are naturally creative, because being creative is a feminine trait. So because they just how they say, like, they want the man be out there, picking up the bricks and tossing it and doing that, and then they want the female to actually be in the house drawing and everything cool. And it's just like, because you have to, that's one of the things that they try to force you into doing. So that's why whenever you're younger, you're a creative person, you're always going to be more of a higher vibration, because that's what you're actually supposed to be doing. As a male, you're supposed to be trying to get more in touch with your feminine side, your creative side. And as a female, you're supposed to be getting more in touch with the masculine side thing. That's why once they are able to get into like a real, we might call it aggressive, a certain type of thing, but that's how you have to be. That's how they have to do right now in order to manipulate. And they way more in touch with what they're doing, what they're supposed to be doing, versus us. Like, it's males being creative, but creativity not the most dominated thing. Even though media does sell the most, it's still amongst the mass. Somebody might say they do it, but they really like not doing it. Like, everybody can say they're doing something, but is you really doing it at the end of the day? Every day on a consistent basis to where it actually mean and matter. That's why if you're being creative in any field as a male, you should thrive in it, because you're actually getting in touch with feminine energy, and you already have dominant masculine energy already. So you already have the physicality. All you need is the vision. That's why a man with no vision, he can't go nowhere, because you don't have that feminine side that you need in order to really change your world, change your perspective on life. So you have to have that certain type of energy in order to really manipulate it and not be an energy that's not focused on where it wants to go. And that's just with real deal, I always want to have a vision and have a goal. Every month, every day, have a goal. Like, you need that vision every day. Like, you need something to help you get into your creative side, because now, let's say you put a certain challenge for the day, now your mind gonna be wired to work a different type of way versus something you always used to. That's why when it could be a dude, he could be sitting in the house all the time. Now all of a sudden he get a girlfriend, now he out, he doing this and doing that, and his reality changes, but you could be already doing those type of things without the woman. The woman brings you that feminine energy, not that if you need it, but if you need more of a push toward that area. Because even like, shoot, me example, like, I was more shelled and stuff before I went through, like, certain females can bring out certain sides to you. And like, being in certain type of energies are really, being around certain energies are really bring it out. It's just like being around fire a lot. You're going to have more of a fire energy. Being around the wind and the trees more, you're going to have more of a nature feeling energy, because it's just what you're going to embody. But once you locked in onto certain things, that's why you don't necessarily need a woman. That's why you shouldn't, once you have experienced a woman changing you, you don't actually necessarily need it for a long length of time. Once you have experience of what it's like, it's just like anything. Like that first time doing anything is like always the best time, because just like you only need that lesson one time. But if you try to stick with it, then that's when you're gonna be guided into the wrong direction. You know, me personally, I do feel like, because just like they say, women weren't able to produce on their own, so I just don't necessarily feel like the focus of a man was ever supposed to be focused on the woman, because the woman never needed the man to, you know, procreate and stuff like that. She more needed him to help manipulate the area and help, because like I said, we supposed to be being creative out here. The woman, she already the feminine energy. Then by doing, you know, things of certain caliber, she gonna have a certain energy. But with the male, you have to go more, find what their vision is, and really lock in on it and do it, so that it's gonna help better the next person who come through the portal. Because it was always about just making the best of what was already there, so that the next generation can help build on something else. That's why with us not really knowing how much we created, it's we kind of throwing off our trajectory in a way, because you always not trying to outdo the person, but you can at least start from where they left off, and it'll give you that boost in your true reality. But yeah, with that being said, family, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I was gonna tell y'all too, I like how they got this. It seemed like it could be in somebody, like, you know, somebody's restroom, like literally. Like, it got the faucet. It's like a little faucet like this, and then water is coming out. It's like right here, and then water coming out of it. It's like, it looked like something that you can naturally use and then kind of implement into like the design of a home. Look real cool. But yeah. With that being said, family, I thank y'all for. I'm out here like I'm sweating like one, but I'm kind of just like got that energy pouring out. But with that being said, family, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you to my loyal subscribers. Peace to the planet. Peace to all the people of the planet. You know, keep raising the vibration of the planet. That's what we come here every day to do. Just continue to help raise the vibration of the planet. You go out here and gather these ideas and stuff just so you can come back and spread the energy amongst the people. So if you're getting certain visions, always, like I said, home in on that vision, and then it's going to come into fruition and your real view faster than anything. Just being locked in on that vision that you always wanted, you know. But with that being said, like I said, peace, family. Peace to everybody. And until next time, I say.